At this point, we're a little more than midway through the earnings reporting season for the first quarter. And so far, corporate America appears to be in much better shape than Wall Street had predicted. After a slew of better than expected results, we're wondering what's going on. Are analysts just getting it wrong, or is the guidance provided by the companies not all it's cracked up to be? It's sort of a cat and mouse game, isn't it? Some insight now from our guests, Dirk Van Dyke with Zacks Investment Research and David Dropsy with Thomson Financial. Good to see you both. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Dirk, I mean, what do you make of, I mean, we were tempering expectations, or we were told to temper expectations going into the reporting season, and look at what we've gotten so far.
Well, we have the same situation over and over again. In each of the 4 quarters of 2006, we had far more positive surprises than disappointments, and the median surprise was running about 3 to 3.5%. Lo and behold, we're almost identical this time around.
But it seems that the beats this time, those that exceed expectations, are much bigger. I mean, look at what Apple did. Look at what Yahoo did. Look what RIM did, you know, just in the technology sector alone.
Well, but if you look at the median of all the companies that have reported, you know, you're looking at a 2.9% median beat. That's right in line with what you've seen again and again every quarter last year.
David, is it that the analysts are not doing their homework, or that the companies are providing faulty guidance, or what's going on?
No, absolutely not. What we're seeing is that, especially for Q1, going back, those stats are pretty much accurate by our count. But historically, that's how it's always been, and that's the way it's trended. We're a little bit better for this quarter, and a lot of that is due to a slowdown, or the fears of a slowdown in the economy for Q1, which showed up. Basically, what we saw was a lack of positive guidance out there. Analysts and executives alike didn't want to get caught up in a slowdown in the economy for Q1 earnings.
There's, I think, what I'm trying to get at right there. When you look at this cat and mouse game, whether the companies are providing tempered guidance so that they can look that much better when the earnings come out, or whether the analysts themselves didn't shoot high enough.
Yeah, well, I think there are a couple of things going on there. One, companies have easily discovered that it's much better to underpromise and overdeliver in terms of your stock market performance. The second thing is, if you look at the situation for an analyst, suppose an analyst had a perfect crystal ball that said XYZ Corp is going to earn $4 a share this year, when the consensus of the analysts is $2, ranging from $1.90 to $2.10. What sort of estimate is he going to publish? No analyst has got the balls, even with the crystal ball, to publish $4. You publish $2.25, $2.30. You're the high man on the street. You go out with a strong buy recommendation, and then when the first quarter comes through stronger, it gives you a chance to go back to your institutional clients, say, I'm reiterating my buy, because that's really how the analysts get paid, by having a lot of contact with the institutional investors. And if you were wrong, you'd look really, really foolish doing that.
Okay, having said that, let me go down some of this, the companies that we've been impressed with the most. And it runs across a full spectrum of sectors here. I mean, technology has been very strong for the most part, with Apple leading the way there. Oil, gee, that's a no-brainer. Chevron, you know, a lot of the companies have turned in better than expected numbers. What about in the heavy industry? Caterpillar did very well. Cummins engine today is on fire. David, why wouldn't you, if you believe that a company is going to do better, just go ahead and say so ahead of time? Why temper the expectations, especially if the company can guide you lower if they have to?
Well, we at Thomson Financial definitely do not believe that analysts are tempering their expectations. There was a lot of fear. There was a huge wall of worry for the economy slowing down in Q1 going into the rest of this year. That's yet to be seen. We just received GDP numbers this morning that were a little bit lower, and so those fears are out there. What we didn't expect is that the economy was strong in Q1. Analysts basically were playing into that fear,
right,
keeping their numbers down, and it's showing up that corporate profits were strong after all.
Indeed. Good to see you both. Dirk, David, thank you for your time. Appreciate it very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Good weekend. When we come back, the Chicago Bears Super Bowl champion T-shirts.